Hello plant community, thanks for tuning to this channel. My name is Pam and today you guys we're going to be talking about Hoyas. Surprise, surprise, right? For those of you who have been watching me throughout my plant journey, you already know that I am a Hoya head, proud and love it, and I have a strong love and feel for Hoyas. Right now, you guys, I am pretty much pushing the limit as far as my Hoya collection. At this point, y'all know I've been buying up plants and I have probably surpassed the 100 limit for the different varieties of Hoyas that I have in my collection. And at first I was thinking about maybe I should do like a Hoya tour, but I feel like that video would take too long and a lot of things would have to happen on the back end for me to accommodate that. And right now with my current life and with all the responsibilities that I have, doing all of that is like a real balancing act. So I decided that this will be an interesting one. I'm going to share with you guys the variegated or the colorful Hoyas that I do have in my collection. So if this seems like something that you're interested in, please don't forget to subscribe. Push those thumbs up, please. And also like and share. So this will more than likely be a long one because I'm looking around and I do have a pretty decent size selection here. So you might want to grab something and yeah, we can just jump and dive right into it. Okay, so as I mentioned, you guys, I don't know how many, I'm not even going to count just to save on time, but there's a good size amount. It's good. It's not as vast. I say at least over 20 different varieties from what I can see here. And I decided to split it up into the categories that I felt would make a little bit more sense. So the categories is my Sunstressed Hoyas, my Silver Hoyas, my Hoyas that has the splashes, and then of course my variegated Hoyas. It's really interesting, I think, to see the difference between the two. Now, granted, you guys, I don't really think any of my Hoyas are any rare or at this stage hard to find Hoyas. At some point, some of these may have been a little bit more challenging to get than others, but I would want to say as a Hoya collector, maybe I have more of a common variety, but nonetheless, beautifully aesthetic and also rewarding to grow. So I can kind of like share with you a little bit briefly some of my thoughts on regards to growing some of these plants, and some of them are very new to my collection, so I will point that out as well. So I don't really have much I guess tips to provide in regards to those, but let's dive in. I want to start with my variegated versions because out of all four categories that I mentioned, the variegated versions is the biggest, of course. So let me just start with this one. This is my, and I'm testing my wit here as far as the memory of the names. Guys, I suck at names. I don't know why. But this is my Hoya Crimson Queen. And you know, she's more of a pale green or light green variety. She's always been that way. I did not sunstress her to the point where she's losing the colors. You know, I've just learned that some are darker in green and some is lighter in green. And this happens to be my lighter green variety. But she's also been a very prolific bloomer for me. Let me see. Yeah, she actually was a small bloom nonetheless. But it's tripping me out, you guys, because look, she has these little flowers right here, but if you look, she's already producing more flowers. So as soon as this dies off, this will be another budding, and it's just so interesting to see. Beautifully fragrance, of course. There's a lot of peduncles on here. I believe she has another one that may be starting to bud. I'm trying to see if I see it so I can share with you. Of course, let's see. Of course, right now on camera, she's playing hide and go seek. This plant is also on my Hoya wall, and I really love this particular style or the way that she gives me colors during this time of year. You guys, look at this beautiful pink hue. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it's absolutely stunning. And it's not all over the plant, which I love the subtleness of the colors that she is bringing. Like, guys, look at that. That beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous. So it's good to know that the pink color that you see, that's all pretty much new growth. And she even is having little babies coming out. I don't even know if y'all be able to see right up in there. So I really do love growing her. She is definitely a rewarding plant. She's probably one of the Hoyas in my collection that has bloomed for me, and she has not stopped with the blooms. My only thing I kind of wish, she has a lot of peduncles. I really wish she would give me multiple blooms. So she does bloom, but it's always like maybe one or two. But to have like all her peduncles actually bloom, produce a bloom at one time, I think it would really be a spectacular view. But I really love her. My next one is my Hoya, what's this? Marginata or Albo Marginata, the variegated version, where the outside. And this is another one of my OG Hoyas. I've definitely had her in my collection for 4 years. I brought this plant probably in 2021, and if memory serves me correct, I probably got this plant from Steve's Leaves, and it was in a, I think like a 4-inch planter, and it was several leaves in the, probably like 6 leaves or so. And she has been really rewarding to grow. Now, she's been producing peduncles, and she has bloomed for me before in the past, but she's not um, a vigorous bloomer, but her blooms are very beautiful, and of course it's very fragrant as well. I really love this plant so much because I am a love of the thickness of the leaves. That veination in the leaf is beautiful, and then it has the subtle outline of that cream, and then when it's getting enough light, the creamy edges will actually do like a pinkish color. I wanted to see, I'm not really seeing one that's actually doing that, unfortunately. And I think because, I mean, well, this one right here, which is actually a new growth, if y'all can see, where it's kind of like pinkish hue right here a little bit. So very beautiful plant. Oh, it's another one right here. Now, again, she is also on my Hoya wall, and she is not getting a lot of light. I'm just more or less creating my Hoya wall, you guys, to promote more growth and vitality into my plants, my Hoya collection. And what I've noticed is it will jumpstart the growth. I'm not really looking too much for the Sunstressed. If it's Sunstressed, that's great. But sometimes Sunstressing is beautiful, and sometimes, in my personal opinion, Sunstressing in regards to Hoyas can be like not aesthetically pleasing, in my personal opinion. I don't like the bleach look that they get. And I don't want to really stress the plant out that much in regards to that. I really value the dark leaf color of Hoyas, and she is, I've wound her around I don't know how many times, you guys, and she's becoming full, actually almost on both sides. So yeah, and as you can see, she has these tendrils growing all wild. So yeah, she's loving life, and I can't be mad at her. My next one, let me start with her. This is my Hoya Variegated Hushkiliana, you guys. And honestly, this plant is gorgeous, but I'm having some form of a struggle with her currently, and I don't know why. I've been testing to make sure that she doesn't have any pest issues. She looks pretty good, and you're like, okay, what's the problem? The problem is, believe it or not, she's lost a lot of leaves, and they're like crisping. So I'm thinking maybe I'm not watering her as well as I should. I never took her out of the initial planting medium that she's in, because I feel like with Hoya sometimes you need to leave them alone. And the majority of what she's in is actually cocoa chips. So far, I've had her over a year. Yeah, over a year, and I didn't really, this is my first time having some kind of problem with her as far as her leaves. Her leaves will turn yellow and dry off. So I'm thinking maybe two things could be going on. Could be a pest issue, in which case I will try to treat her, even though I don't see any with my naked eye. The second one issue could be that I'm not watering her as much. Maybe she does require a little bit more watering than the traditional Hoyas in my collection. Or maybe it's just this potting medium, which I don't think that's the case. So I'm crossing that off the table because, again, I had her last year and I didn't have any issues. So I think I'm going to treat her just in case and probably be mindful of the water. But usually I try not to water her until her leaves are pliable, and maybe, just maybe, it's not the right choice to make. She has bloomed for me, of course, granted. With Husqvarna, their blooms are not very showy. They very small, delicate blooms that you can barely see the flower. You got to squint to kind of like see. But of course, I brought this plant solely for the variegation. If it gives me those little berries, that's just cool too. But if you have this, let me know, you guys, whether or not if you feel like you have to water her a little bit more often than some of our other plant varieties. Okay, now this next one, you guys, of course, I could not share with you the Crimson Queen without showing you the Crimson Princess. Ooh, wait a minute, this plant fell. And let me get you the... Now, granted, I have, before I show you this plant, y'all have already seen this plant. I've grown her in, I'm having her grown in pumice. She is a portion of the mother plant that I have separated. Another two I actually have growing in my house, but honestly, guys, those two, nowhere near in comparison, look as beautiful and vibrant and as healthy as her, as this one right here. And I don't know if it's because I have her growing in here with this beautiful adequate lighting, even though I think my Hoyas are getting light inside the home, artificial lighting nonetheless, but, or it could be just a growing medium, because one of them I have growing in pond and the other one I have growing in soil, and this one is growing specifically in pumice. And I don't know, I just, guys, I just love her. Oh my goodness. And I mean, she's providing me with that beautiful dark green leaves that I really love. The dark green foliage she's nice and shiny. I don't know if the camera is showing that, but she's so shiny and so healthy looking. And this is a huge leaf, you guys. I just love the creaminess. I think I just need to go over her and treat her for mealies. You know, mealies has been the bane of my existence here on my plant journey, as well as this channel. You guys already know. I'm just looking at this one. This one is also a beautiful size leaf. It's beautiful and creamy. And I mean, oh man, she is really a joy to grow. Such an easy, just fill up the reservoir. And let me see. She has a little bit of water and she's fine. I usually test the leaves. You see how pliable it is. Some are pliable, some are not. So what I probably, ooh, almost, you heard that? I snapped it. God dang it. Sometimes my finger strength. But anyway, yeah, sometimes I let it dry out a little bit and then I'll fill up the reservoir. But I don't know if you guys can see, but her roots are growing in there. And honestly, I love it so much. And I like actually having her just in this glass pot. I don't think I would change her at all. This is really the way to go, you guys. You might want to try growing something in pumice for real, honestly. I saw a difference. I kind of like brought this plant back to life because I had to chop it up at one time because to save it. It was something going on with it, and I'm glad I did. I saved the best part of it. And I think the other parts that's actually inside my home may not be the best parts of it. That's why I'm kind of like on a roller coaster ride with them. I'm not sure, but this one is really my just go-to. Like, dang, stunning. Okay, so this one right here, I think, is actually making a comeback as far as me talking about her a little more. She kind of fell by the wayside a little bit, you guys, as far as me talking about her. And let me just, I have so many on this table, you guys. I'm trying not to hurt one. But this is my Hoya australis Lisa, you guys. And I've had her in my collection probably for almost the third year now. I believe I purchased her in 2022. And my very first year, she started pumping out growth. And then the last growing season, she slowed up a bit. So this growing season, I did notice she's starting to become a little bit more active. Initially, I wanted to put her outside, but she's such a beautiful plant, you guys, as far as that beautiful cream. I don't think she would do well, honestly, outside. Her leaves are kind of like thick, but kind of not, if that makes sense. Her new growth, of course, they always come in really thin and then they thicken up. I have her literally sitting on one of my stands here, my little shelf, and she's really by the window, and she's also getting some artificial lighting from my Sandseed clamp light. So I think she's definitely getting light, and she's also a beauty to grow because I don't think you have to work so hard or fight to maintain the variegation, which is very beautiful. This vine right here is the one that she's been focusing on this year to grow. And I noticed that this is becoming a little bit more fuller, and her leaves are sizing up somewhat. So and she looks so great in this owl planter, you guys. Honestly, for some of my Hoyas, I really feel like the no drainage option has been working for me tremendously. And again, when you have a large collection, you tend to try to stretch the limit as far as what you're able to do. And I'm glad I have her growing in this situation. I think she really enjoys it. Okay, next plant, you guys, is my variegated Hoya Bella, the inner variegated. When I brought her, I've had her for over a year now. Brought her with like 2 little strands, and I have propagated her, and now she's trying to give me these multiple vines. She is also one that I have in a no drainage situation. I feel like for me, with this particular variety, she seems a little bit more thirstier than my other plants. So, and her leaves can get quite thin. Let's see. The soil is a little bit, not really dry. I don't let her dry completely out, in my opinion. I pour water. Like I said, I have leca balls pretty much halfway of the regular soil mix, which is cocoa chips, cocoa husk, perlite, I believe. So it's very airy and chunky, so I don't want to worry about root rotting her. I just water it, let it sit for a minute, and then I just dump whatever excess out. And so far, it's just been working for me. She's growing underneath of a grow light of mine that's very intense, so I think because of that, I have to water her a little bit more frequently than I would like. I possibly might move her, but I think I have her under the grow light because my mission is to try to grow her out as fully as I'm able to. I'm not sure yet if I want to propagate her again. I might just wait it out and see if she can give me maybe longer vines, and maybe I can chop then. But right now, I like the way that she's growing, and I don't want to disturb that, if that makes sense. Now, that's the inner variegated one. I just recently acquired because my goal was to actually get all 3 varieties, and I was glad that I was able to do so. So I do have the all green Hoya Bella. That was the inner variegated one, and this is the outer variegated that I not too long ago acquired. I may have had this in my collection roughly for maybe 2 months, you guys. As you can see, she is giving me some little bit of new growth here. I do have a smaller one vine one that is the outer variegated one. I think it came from Palm Street as like a $3 mystery plant, and I've been debating on whether or not if it's just to stick that one vine into this one just to fill it out some more. But again, I'm gonna do the same thing with her. I do plan on probably propagating her to make her a fuller pot, but I'm going to be patient with this plant and let her vine up, or give me some vines first before I just go start chopping. I don't want to do it so prematurely till I shock the plant. It doesn't look like it's very robust yet to handle that kind of sudden change. So I love her. I'm just going to just be patient with her. Okay, now this one, you guys, I try to put them in the order in which, but anyway, this is my variegated Hoya Hindu rope. I kind of like had, and which she's doing her thing, y'all. I'm not mad at her at all, you guys. I'm trying to get her to vine. She's underneath one of my grow lights, and she's really pumped up with the growth because she was such a little thing like this. You know how you get them and they're so close to the pot. That's what I could afford, you know. Now, they sell big, luscious ones like this, but you're gonna really pay a pretty penny for that size. So I couldn't afford it, so I decided, you know, and I am really just enjoying watching her mature and grow. Now, this was actually, I think I brought 2 of them, and this is the one that I added to what already was growing right here. And I just said, you know what, let me just combine them just to make it okay. And then I had one all green, just one stem green Hindu rope, and I just decided to put her in this pot as well, just to, I don't know, balance the green and the color if this portion does decide to trail. She's really come a long way. I mean, I am loving, look at that. That is absolutely beautiful. I'm excited. I really can't wait for her to actually start hanging down and trailing. She's really going to be stunning. So she's taught me patience for sure. So I really appreciate the lessons that sometimes your plants can give you. Okay, so this plant, you guys, I did not know. Let's see what's the actual. Okay, so this plant, I did not know whether or not to put it in variegation, but I guess it's variegated. I really don't know, but this is my Hoya. You know, you always look at your Hoyas, you see little specks here and there, and you all instantly start thinking, okay, oh my God, it's a pest. And that's what I was just looking at just now. Just stops you right in mid-thought and your mid-talk track, right? But this is my Elliptica. And I added her to the variegated one because I love that grayish hue that is coloring that's in the veining. I don't know, it's just such a beautiful plant. I just love it. Although be it I've had her for a year, she's a slow growing plant. Um, but I haven't killed her. She hasn't lost any leaves. She acclimated very well into my home. It's just that she has not grown not one bit since I had her. And, you know, maybe I have to give her another year or two and maybe she'll finally wake up and activate. I do have her growing under very good conditions, I would say. Honestly, I don't even know if she could have grown this leaf right here. I really don't know. Um, but I also love the pointed leaves, the long elongated leaves, and that veining is like beautiful with the green. Um, so I don't know. I still love this plant though. Okay, this next one, I just add her to my collection, and I think by the time you see this video, you may have seen me do my unboxing. I don't even know if this was part of the unboxing, you guys. I've been buying up plants and not doing unboxings and not doing unboxings, if that makes sense. And that really depends on like the day the plant comes, what's going on in my world, and if I have time, lighting, and all that. Sometimes I just can't. Yeah, it's hard. Life is life, and you know. But anyway, I wanted to finish out my collection. My goal is this one is the Hoya Polynera out of Variegated, you guys. I just recently, not too long ago, acquired this. And I actually wanted to finish out my journey with the Hoya Polynera. I have the silver one. I have the Broguet, which I did not bring in here because I wanted to make that part of my splash. And I'll have to go back and get it so you guys can see the difference. And I'll talk a little bit about that too. I have this outer variegated and have the all green variety. The last one that I really want to get, of course, I think the price is up there. I haven't found a decent size for a decent price yet. As soon as I come across it, hopefully, so maybe sometime soon. If not, that's okay. I'll wait. I'll buy that, and that'll be, I think, the final one that I want to add in my collection in regards to the Polynera. But I am so glad I finally got this, and I hope that I can get her to grow. I'm going to be patient with her as well. I'm also going to monitor her and see how much of a vigorous grower she is. If she's a fast grower, I don't know. I've only had her in my collection for maybe a few weeks now, so I don't really know. I think I got this from Jack's Jungle, which I did. I got this from Jack's Jungle, and y'all know I love Jack's Jungle. They're a very nice company and sell beautiful plants. But yeah, I got this, and yeah, so I think a good size for a good price. So I don't know if this is going to grow slow or not, but I'll wait and see. And of course, I'll document it and let you guys know. Or if one of y'all, if y'all have this variety, let me know if this is a slow to grow. I'm not sure, but yeah, just share. Okay, my last one, I just want to pan through, make sure I got all the variegated ones. This one is also one that I got from Jack's Jungle, and I've only had her for a short period of time, but she has given me new growth, and I'm loving the way she's looking. And this is my Hoya what is it? Lacanosa Asami. I just put her in here, but I am loving. As you can see right here, she is giving me new growth. She got very little leaves right there. Just giving me a little bit new growth. It's little baby leaves right there. But I am really loving the dark color. And look how shiny her leaves are. It's such a beautiful plant. And it's just the best of both worlds for me because it has that small Lacanosa leaf size, but it has that creaminess that you would get from a Crimson Queen. But this is just, I don't know, it's just a beautiful plant. It's giving you, I think, an equal balance of green and variegation. Each leaf is different, as you can see. You have some that's all green with a little bit of creaminess, and then you have one such as this that gives you a lot of creaminess. And I just, I just can't wait to see what she will become. She is currently in a 3-inch planter. I love the fact that they do give these clear pots. Is the way to go for me to keep an eye on her roots. And hey, I'm not hating on it. I'm not going to change anything about it. Just going to let her stay in her growing medium. Okay, so my next group, you guys. I'm sorry. I kind of like, My next group is going to be the silver Hoyas. These are Hoyas with the silver leaves. I don't really have a lot in the collection. One of the plants that I wish I was able to do a B-roll, but unfortunately I kind of forgot and I don't have it growing in my house. I recently moved it, took it out of here, and I put it in my office. And that's the Lacanosa mint coin. That plant I have actually growing in a self-watering pot, like a 3-inch self-watering pot. It's growing nice long vines. I had it initially in my kitchen, but again, it's in my office right now at work, so won't be able to show you that, but I wanted to make a little honorable mention because she's been pretty much a good grower. And this was one of those proven winter ones I believe I brought last year. That was at what's $5.99 or $6.99 for a plant or something along those lines. But very inexpensive yet beautiful, eye-catching, and rewarding to grow nonetheless. Now this next one, you guys, let's see if I can make sure I don't knock. I'm working through these vines. They are trying to hold on to one another. So this is my Hoya Silver Dollar, you guys. And I've had her for 2 years now, and when I brought her, she only had 2 leaves. So she is giving me leaves. And what's so funny is, you see, she sized up a little bit in these 2 leaves, which is beautiful. If the rest of the growth could give me this size leaf, I would feel like I'm in heaven, honestly. And then it gave me these leaves, which is small. So I don't know what it's doing, if it wants to climb. But then it gave me this long, ridiculous ass vine. And nothing has happened. So I don't know if she's going, I'm just going to go with the pace. Of course, I know Hoya's got to put out these vines first before you're going to start seeing the flowers. So I'm not really too mad because I did notice just now, which is why I love sharing my plant collection with you, because it gives me an opportunity to actually look up close and personal, which I don't really have a lot of time to do when you have a large collection. But I just noticed, and I feel pretty good now, because at first I was going to say she's kind of like was pushing out leaves and then she halted for a little bit. And I think maybe to push out this vine, maybe she got a little stressed or tired, and now she's coming out with a leaf, because you see that? She's giving me a little leaf right here. And there's a little leaf actually trying to come out there. So I'm super excited about that. And I mean, look guys, and at first I thought it was some kind of water, but this is how it is. Look, she got like a little birthmark. So crazy. And I brought her back out. I had her on one of my floating shelves in here by the window, and then I brought her inside my home so that she could be under the grow light. And so she was there for a while, and in the midst of her being under the grow light helped her produce this. And then I said, okay, she stopped growing with the leaves. So I said, I'm going to bring her back in here. And so now I have her on the floating shelf again. And I think because of that, that's where the 2 new leaves came from. But this one right here, let's see. This might have been a new leaf, you guys, because it's still, I just don't remember seeing this leaf. I thought this plant only had just one big leaf, so this might actually have grown and I didn't even realize it. So I'm so sorry to say that you haven't been growing, but clearly you have, and I just haven't been paying attention. But okay. But she is beautiful. I'm so glad I got this plant. It's going to be a joy and fun to grow her. Okay, this next one doesn't skip a beat. She's been a fast grower. I've been chopping and propping her. And that's my Lacanosa, what are you? Super Silver. You guys, I put her in this makeshift trellis thing. She is, can y'all see the silverness of her leaves? I don't even know. Can y'all? Yeah, y'all can see it, right? Look at that. And I have her also growing in a no drainage leca ball situation because I've noticed this plant loves water. So to keep her happy, I have, you see all these, many times she has bloomed for me. See all these long peduncles right here? Now currently, of course, she doesn't have any blooms right now. She just not too long ago bloomed maybe 2 flowers, 2, 3, 4 flowers, and kind of just fell off over time at this point. But I really love this plant. I love small dainty leaves. The beautiful, it's like a frosted silver, like minty, beautiful color type of situation. I really enjoy growing her. This next one, you guys, is my Hoya New Guinea Ghost. She's a beautiful plant. I cannot lie. She's been not too bad to grow. I had to figure out a balance between the proper lighting setup and the proper times to water her so that her leaves wouldn't look so wrinkled and dry. That was the thing. You have to find a balance with the light. At least that's been my lesson, and water. She needs a little bit more water, but she doesn't really need that much intensity in light. Now you can go ahead and give her the intensity of light if you're interested in trying to get her to do the purple hues. But I feel like doing that sometimes you stress her out where she starts having the wrinkliness of the leaves. So it's all about what you really want more from this plant, I think, and then you can accommodate depending on your style and desire. Right now, more tune in her being hydrated, not really having that beautiful pink hue, but she has it, but it's not as pronounced because I pulled her back. I don't have her so close to the intensity of my grow light, and it seems to be working. Very rewarding, but she's not a fast grower, so and honestly, I don't even know if she's giving me new growth. It's so slow and subtle. She probably has grown since the last time, since I purchased her, but I just can't see it because it's not fast. And she must grow by the leaf because she's not putting on any vines, but she's not dying either. So, hey, win-win. Guys, this plant right here, I think I did do an unboxing and I just got it, but I love the color of her. This silverness, oh my God, this is the Hoya pubic calyx. What is this? The silver, pink silver. Guys, this plant, I'm so glad I got this plant. I'm so glad I got this plant. Now, sometimes I'll be debating whether or not if I need this plant. I don't need any plant really, but do I want to add it in my collection? Is it going to give me growth, reward? And it's giving me definitely reward. And it's definitely giving me growth because, guys, it's giving me this vine since I've had it. Not had her long at all. At the max, maybe a month. I'm not even sure. But she's giving me this vine right here and then this vine as well. And in the vine, she's giving me this leaf, which has not even, this leaf, which it has not hardened off yet. You see this little leaf right here and growth right there. But guys, I am loving, would you look at that? Dang, man, it is gorgeous. This plant was, I don't know, I can't remember how much I paid for it, but you know I have a limit with my plants. I try not to go, $60 still is my max. Honestly, I try not to go above that. Um, I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I don't really want to talk about that. But I think I got a good deal for the plant and the size. My next one, I want to make sure, is this my last silver one? Um, hmm, yeah, this is going to be my last silver one. And this is my Hoya Polynera Silver. She's growing them roots, boy. But I love this plant. You see the silverness in the leaves? This is the plant that I got from the pink trellis. If y'all remember me doing my unboxing for her, or from the plant from her. And it is still alive and is still healthy looking. She has not grown any, but that's okay. I think she is definitely working on producing roots. She could be the plant that grows slow to grow. Um, she acclimated very well in my home, I can say that. Haven't had any issues so far, so I am appreciating that. I'd rather a plant to be standstill with no problems as opposed to giving me all these beautiful growths and I'm having a whole list of issues, if that makes sense. So I will, and I kind of have her in this. It doesn't really fit, but for now it works. It's just, she's just holding, and it's actually some water down here because of course it's a very, she has it in a very well draining mix, and I mean it works, and she's underneath one of my grow lights inside my home. I'm going to get the other plant that I wanted to get for the next sector because I really wanted to talk about that, and you guys can kind of like see the comparison and slight difference between that and the Polynera Silver that I just shared with you. But yeah, hang tight, I'll probably come back. Okay guys, I'm actually back, and I am going to jump right into, I was able to pull the Polynera from my collection inside my house and bring it out here. Um, so the next two categories that we have left is the Sunstressed Hoyas and then the speckling Hoyas. So my Sunstressed Hoyas, you guys, is actually only just two plants, and I wanted to add them for the color aspect of it because these plants are sunstressing very beautifully in my personal opinion. The first one, you guys, which I did not have long, this plant right here. This is the Hoya Botanica, you guys. And she is just sun stressing so nicely. It's not really too much on the front part of the leaves, but the top, the back is where it really is. And she is, I haven't had her for a long period of time. And I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. It's just the nurse aiding my husband. Sometimes they can be a little loud, so I apologize up front if you hear that. But anyway, you see how beautifully sunstressed that is? That is absolutely gorgeous. And this plant is actually on my Hoya wall. I may have had her in my collection for about like 2 months. But she is really sunstressing beautifully, and I love it. And she's giving me that color. It's not that sick look. It's still maintaining the green. It's getting the sun stressing without making the plant leaves look chlorotic, if that makes sense. So I really love this plant. This is natural sunstress. This second plant that I'm about to show you guys is being sunstressed totally from, I guess, my grow light. And I have her growing in hydroponics, so to speak. And this is my Hoya Gadungading. You guys, look at that sunstressing. Like, oh, what? Look at that. So freaking beautiful. When I brought the plant, it came, I guess, two plants with two leaves each. The very first year that I've had her, she grew, did absolutely nothing, and that's okay. I said I'll be patient. But this year, she's waking up and she's becoming a little bit more alive, and she's been providing me with so much new growth. So right now I have a total of let's see, 5 new leaves, you guys. This one is not even finished yet, nor this one has not finished either. But you see that beautiful sun stress? It is like, look at that. It's so dreamy and so beautiful. Um, I just, oh man, it's just such a beauty. Like, I just could not ask for a better plant, you guys. And I love it. And I don't know, this like blood red. Such a beautiful plant. Y'all let me know if y'all gadungading is sunstressing like this. Okay. The last category is my splashy Hoyas, and this is just giving me splash. It may not be very vigorous splash, but it is some form of a splash here and there. And then I have some that I kind of wasn't sure whether or not to categorize as splash or part of my silver. And you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. Maybe I should have probably put these in my silver category, but you know, y'all comment and let me know your thoughts. This is the first one is my Hoya AH074. You guys, I really love this plant. You know, I have not had her long, but since I've had her, she has given me this last leaf here along with this leaf, and I want to say it was these 3 leaves is what she's given me, you guys. And you see that beautiful splash pattern of the silver is what I'm talking about. But then in the very beginning, she's nothing but a silver leaf. So that's where I was kind of like on the fence of whether or not to have her as part of the splashy or the silver. But my next one, and give me a sec, I just wanted to pull something up because I also wanted to talk to you guys. Okay, so these are 2 separate plants, but the same type, and that is my Hoya Wilbur Graves. This was another plant group of whether or not if I should put it in splashy or all silver. And you guys are going to see why. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. She has that beautiful splash and then a little bit of the silver right here. Now there's 2 types of Wilbur Graves. Apparently there's a Russian form, and then there's also a China form. And I believe they're saying that the China is having more longer leaf. And I'm actually looking right now so I can see exactly what's the difference between the 2. The Russian is supposed to have rounder leaves with more of a silver splash pattern, and this kind of gives me like the Russian vibe. But then if you look at this gives me like a China vibe, or this one gives me more of a China vibe. Now I also have this other Wilbur Graves growing, and this one might be the Russian because, well, no, this might be the China because it's more of elongated leaf. But she is definitely giving me that beautiful speckling and the variegation. Actually, to be honest with you, yeah, give me one sec. Okay, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. It was just so much activity going on inside my house, and somebody wanted to actually see what I had growing in the sunroom, which was a little treat for me as well. But anyway, we were last talking about the Hoya Wilbur Graves, and I was trying to distinguish between the China versus the actual Russian variety. I'm looking here to try to remember what the distinction was. They're saying the Russian is shorter leaves and more prominent speckling, so to speak. So I don't know if that means this type of leaf. And the China is more elongated, and the speckling may not be as pronounced. So this plant kind of looks, I don't know, from that definition alone, you would think, okay, maybe it's giving me 2 different types. I'm not sure. But then you look at this one, which has a lot of speckling, and the leaves are elongated as well. So I don't know if the definition as described online, if it's one and the same. But I can tell you, and I'll let you guys be the judge, which one is your favorite plant? The one in the pink or the one in the brown? Inquiring Pam would love to know. This one is being grown in zero drainage. She has been pumping out the growth, but as you can see, the silver splashes and things are very subtle here, but still beautiful. This one right here is being grown in soil, you guys, and she's pumping out the growth as well. And she's giving me beautiful silver. For the reason why I brought the Wilbur Graves, I would say that this one was my favorite, but I really enjoy this one as well. As you can see, the vines, so they're both growing well. It's interesting to see the contrast between soil versus no drainage in soil and semi-hydroponic type of thing, and one is being grown in here and one is being grown inside my home. So I don't know, I get to actually have the enjoyment of actually growing both plants, if that makes sense. My next one, you guys, is my Hoya curtisii. I didn't know whether or not to put her on the silver plant as well, but the silver category, but I would say more of a Splashy. She's very beautiful. She's another one that I have on my Hoya wall. It's not really hard for her to get these beautiful pinkish reddish hues in the back. I can pretty much acquire that color indoors as well, as long as she's getting adequate lighting. She's not as full up at the top. I mean, kind of missing right here, but it's okay. She is, and I say she is connecting everything. I would say that she is an average grower. She loves water. You have to be up on your pest management treatment with her. And I'm trying not to let her dry out completely as much as I used to, because I noticed that she will get browning, crispy leaves a little bit at the top, and that what causes the plant to bald a little bit. But I really do love this plant. She's been a joy to grow for me. I really haven't had any issues. Again, because her leaves are so small, you just have to be up on your pest management, in my personal opinion. Not sure, but I love the plant. Now this next one, you guys, is also speckle, but it's very subtle. You really can't see it. My goal is actually to try to bring out more. And this is my Lacanosa. It's supposed to be snow caps. And of course it's supposed to be called snow caps because it's supposed to have that beautiful frosty variegation, and it does to a certain extent, but it's not very pronounced. Y'all see that? It's very beautiful, but I really wish that the majority of the plant would have it, because it would be okay, stellar. But nonetheless, you know, I do appreciate the dark green leaves, and it does provide me with that beautiful Lacanosa bloom that smells so fragrant. I can't really smell it right now because it is daytime. I do know that the fragrance really comes out in the evening, but it's subtle. So if I had multiple strands of that, it's only just one, honestly, one strand out of this entire plant that has the speckle. And I really don't know if it's a sun, if I need to give it more sun. There's some up here at the top, but again, it's very subtle splash. But she grows great. Have her in a self-watering pot. I would not take her out of the self-watering pot. She did not do well for me just in regular soil and counting on me watering her on a particular schedule. So, anyway, this next one, you guys, is the other plant that I got from the pink trellis. And I think this might have been my first plant that I got. I think I actually did the unboxing with y'all on this. And this is when I got the Diptera Splash from her. This thing has been growing wild, you guys. Look at that. You see this? And I haven't had her long. I think I probably got this plant in April. So like maybe a month, maybe 2 months I've had her. But she has vined out crazy. And she's given me a lot of new leaves. Now, her splash is very subtle. As y'all can see, it's not as pronounced. Now, I don't know if that's a genetic thing or if that's just how the plant is, but I love my Diptera, the regular one that's growing in my bedroom. She's just trailing so beautifully, and she's giving me a lot of plant to be in this little like 2-inch planter. but I'm going to leave her be because I want to see a whole lot of roots going on. And she does have some roots in the pot, as you can see. I'm not going to rush her. She's still growing. Look at that. And I mean, she's giving me all these new leaves. So she's very healthy. I'm so glad that I did purchase this from off the pink trellis. I really am. And I mean, look at the roots are even. So yeah, I have her growing inside on my shelf in my house. She's just getting artificial lighting and she's giving me all this new growth. So she's a very rewarding plant, as I was anticipating her to be, considering that I have the all green variety. So I'm really happy to grow her. This one right here is my Hoya Michelle, you guys. She has very subtle splashes. It's not that pronounced, but it splashes nonetheless. Beautiful, big, good size leaves. I've had her, I want to say, for almost a year. She has not given me any growth. This is exactly how she was when I brought her. She may have did a little bit of vine. I don't know if she's slow to grow. Are Hoya Michelle slow to grow, you guys, to y'all? In your personal opinion, please let me know. I probably need to give her a little bit of a drink. I have her growing in cocoa chips. Pretty much nothing else but that. And yeah, and I have her underneath the grow light, but she's not like smack dead up underneath of it. She is a few feet away from the grow light, so that could be the reason why she may not be growing. I'm not sure. I'm not too concerned about it. You know, Hoyas have their own internal activation button, and she'll turn it on when she feels like it's time. But right now, I do love the size of the leaves, and the splash is subtle, but I really love the greenness of the leaves as well. This next one, you guys, is actually a beautiful plant, also slow to grow, but she's trying to grow a little bit this growing season, and that's my Hoya Vietnam Splash, you guys. Now granted, when I got this plant, she was a two-leafer. So I guess from a two-leafer to this vine that you see, and I've had her in my collection about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, not 100% sure. That's why I'm saying she's a slow grower, but she has more or less this year given me, towards the end of last year and throughout the duration of this year, she has pretty much maybe given me these 4 leaves right here. Now, granted, she is not smack up against the window. I actually have her on my little shelving unit right here where she's getting nothing but artificial lighting from my Sandseed here. And I just love her. The shape of the leaves are beautiful. The thickness of the leaf. And I really do appreciate that speckle. It's almost like a constellation type of situation with the speckling. Very beautiful plant and rewarding to grow. Another one that kind of gives me that same vibe as far as a constellation speckle splash galaxy type of plant, if you will, is actually my Hoya Cao Chang Island. And I love this plant too. Very subtle, very subtle. She is being grown inside my home. I love the speckling. I love the actual dark vine. It's probably, I don't know if the camera's going to pick up on it, but there's like actual dark lines or veination going on in this plant. And this is like the best leaf right here. See that? It's like a silvery type of hue. Man, I really can see the black veination from this angle. I don't know if you guys will be able to see. It's not really capturing. But she's not very subtle. She's given me maybe 2 leaves. She's not a vivid grower as well. Or possibility that maybe her activation button has not been turned on by her yet. I've had her in my collection for a year as well. So I'm just waiting it out, you know, and hopefully she'll, you know, give me growth. And what I'm noticing, these plants that I'm showing with you, with the exception of the Locanosa and possibly this upcoming plant, those are the main ones that's kind of been growing vigorously for me. The other ones I seem to be slow to grow. I don't know if that's any correlation between speckling Hoyas and the growth rate. That just seems to be one of my observations that I've made with the speckled Hoyas that I have in my collection. But this one right here has not missed a beat. She is growing an average grower. I wouldn't say fast, but this is my Hoya Matilde Splash that I have in this beautiful, first of all, the dark leaves with this planter that I found thrifting. She is also in a non-drainage, you guys, and she is loving it. Look at that. I also have another one that's a Matilde Splash, but that one is also in my office, but she is not as fast growing, I think, as this one, but, you know, still Splash. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. Man, you know, if you're not able to grow the Hoya serpents, since this is like the child plant of the serpents, and I can't remember what was the other parent, but I heard that Hoya serpents is kind of challenging to grow. I haven't never added it in my collection, so I really can't speak on it. But if you have had that in your collection and was not very successful, then this would be probably the next best option to get. I mean, guys, look. And I just can't wait. I just really think that this plant is very showy with this. It just speaks all the... I love natural tones as well, even though I've been trying to push myself out of my comfort zones as far as the browns and blues. But beautiful plant. Love it, love it, love it. This next one right here is vining. It's also another slow to grow plant. And it's slow to grow, period. And I know that for a fact because this one is growing in soil and I have one growing hydroponically. And they're both pretty much doing the same growth rate. Maybe the one in hydroponics may be a little bit fast to grow, but this is my Hoya sigillatus. I was thinking about putting them together, but I decided to keep it separate, you guys, because this is beautiful, by the way. Because I wanted to see the difference if it would grow more. I'm gonna show y'all the one that's actually in hydroponics because I'm looking at it right now. It's on one of my floating shelves, and I think now that I said that, it may be growing a little bit better than this one. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, I think this one is growing a little bit better. Hydroponics, I guess, might be the way to go for this one, you guys, because as you can see, she was almost small. She was small specimen, just like this one as well. And I pretty much got them almost around the same time. And you can see there is an increase in growth, at least for vining. This has 2 vines, I just noticed. It had just 1 vine at one time, but I'm seeing it's 2. And now this one just has 1. Again, soil. And this is like a no drainage leca and pond situation. But again, too, which also could be a factor, not 100% sure. This one is also being grown on my shelf that's getting nothing but just artificial lighting. And is several feet away from all the windows in here. Whereas this is actually on my floating shelf and it's getting somewhat direct light. And you can probably see that it is because of the beautiful color that it's giving. More brighter, more vibrant. So I guess putting it near a windowsill would be the way to go. And I'm looking at all this new growth. So yeah, I guess I have to take that back. This is really beautiful. This one, look at that. That is gorgeous. I could have probably put this on my Sunstressed list too, but speckle as well, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, this is beautiful. So and I'm looking at it. I might just go ahead since it is a 2-viner. I don't know. You know, sometimes when I see opportunities, gaps like this, where you see the nodes, I feel like this is an opportunity for me to propagate, and I can cut it, root it here, and then put it back to get a closer vine. And if I cut it here, maybe it'll activate more growth points. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. Yeah, I think I should cut it or leave it alone and let it trail a little bit longer. I don't know. I got to think on it, but please, y'all comment. Let me know your thoughts on that. Okay, I have a couple of more. Oh, this is my Hoya Ransan. It's beautiful speckles. I'm not going to lie. It's a beautiful speckled plant, but I don't know how I feel about this plant because I've just been so up and down with her as far as trying to establish her roots. Like, I don't know if she needs to be an all water only type of plant, or maybe if I should just have her in a hydroponic situation. I really don't know. But I took her out. I had to reestablish her roots and put her back into this soil mixture, which is very light and airy. Um, but her leaves feel like, just feels thin. I felt like it was going to be a little bit thicker, more firmer. Right now, she is being grown in my bedroom. She's kind of like on my TV stand. And so she's getting light from not so much of an intense light situation from the window that is in my bedroom. But I don't know. I had her under the grow light and she really wasn't doing anything. So I don't know how I feel about this plant. She's still beautiful. It's just, honestly, I don't think I'm getting any joy in growing her just yet. But I'm wondering if she's going to turn something on and spark it. Time will tell. This next one is my Hoya Polynera Brogay. And this one definitely has just subtle splashes. Oh no. These vines, you guys, these vines. But she does not look like my silver. The silver one is all silver. You see, this one has subtle splashes. So I don't know. At one point, I thought the silver and the brogade was one and the same. But then I'm thinking, okay, they are two different plants. I'm not quite sure if they are. I'm just looking at the plant. It seemed like there would be. They're two separate plants. Look at this, just the speckling alone. This plant has grown somewhat for me. I would say it's an average grower. It's not a big grower, but it is an average grower. I have two vines. I've been debating on whether or not if I should chop her just yet. I think I'm going to wait. I don't know. I think I should cut her. Maybe try to cut her back by 2 and see if I can cut her back here. Well, maybe cut it, I don't know, or if I should just let her get a little bit longer and then I can cut her, because my goal is to kind of like just get something going on this side, so it could be a panoramic view of just her growing. So, or is this okay as well? I'm not sure, but I mean, she's loving life, because look at that. She's growing the roots and she's in cocoa chips, which I'm pretty much leaving her in. So yeah, y'all let me know whether or not if she would cut her, but you can see that she is clearly different from the silver Polynera that I showed y'all in the silver section of my colorful Hoya collection. Let's see. Okay, I think I have 2 more. Okay, this one right here is another Hoya, you guys, that has subtle splashes, I guess. You gotta see it up close. But it's my Hoya chicken farm. I really like this plant, though. Let's see. Let me see if I can hold her. This, of course, you can tell this is the newest leaf that it's given me, because it's kind of like really darker from the rest. That's the only leaf that she has given me since I've had her. It looked like she may be trying to give me a leaf right here. I'm not sure. She is maybe like a foot away from my Sandseed grow light. I love the dark veination though. The splash is just extremely subtle. One can appreciate it, and also has a different texture in the leaves, almost like a reptilian type of caudata undulata vibe. But yeah, I love the plant. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Now my last one, you guys, this one is a comeback plant that I had to work kind of hard to bring her back. I have the mother piece that's still in my home. She's not really doing anything. She pushed out a vine, but she only is a 2-leafer. And this is my Hoya Cruciopetulata Splash, you guys. And man, look at that. This was, I think, the latest leaf that she's given me. That thing has sized up, but look at the splash on it. I really had to save this plant. This was part of the mother plant, and for some reason it was not doing well, and I think she was getting attacked a lot by mealybugs and things like that, and I was doing a lot of treating her for pests, or also too, I think she was getting something funky with her leaves, like in the back, and I had to do away with all of the bad leaves. I think it was some other kind of pest that I just did not know what it was, and I had to get rid of the infected leaves and chop it all the way back, as well as try to save some, reestablish the roots, which I did, and I put her in here. It has a drainage hole. She is in soil with honestly a little bit of maybe cocoa chips, so it is airy, but it's not extremely chunky mix. I felt like she needed a little bit more moisture in her life. I don't know, in my mind, I feel like maybe my concept for her in my growing conditions is working, because she is rewarding me. Like I said, this was the latest leaf since I've put her in this pot right here. She's grown these two vines, this vine right here. As you can see, she's giving me new growth there, as well as this vine. You see growth right here, and then there's also another little growth. You see that right here. So, and she's grown this vine. I'm super excited. She's on my, I think, my Sancy light, and she is just loving it, you guys. And I am loving the dark leaf. So I may put her on a trellis, or make a small trellis for her to trellis her up. I'm not quite sure. I'm just going to let her do her thing. But this one looks way better than the mother plant to me, in my personal opinion. The other one is just kind of like stuck in a rut. But it doesn't look like anything's wrong with her. She just has a vine, I think, and 2 leaves. But her vine, kind of like, she looks old, I guess, or whatever. Or maybe weathered, if that's the case. But I feel like me doing whatever I did with this plant kind of rejuvenated her. Gave her a new leaf on life. And now she is growing here. Here I go with my corniness again, right, guys? I know I can be corny, and it's okay, because I dare to be different, and I challenge you guys to do the same. So it's all good. But yeah, you guys, this plant is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Oh, man. So that is the last plant, you guys. If you reached the end of this video, thank you so much. And leave me a word, let's say colorful at the end, to let me know that you hung out with me, you guys. I love hanging out with y'all. Love talking plant talk with y'all. Love showing y'all beautiful specimens such as my Hoyas. Yeah, I'm just so excited, you guys. Also, too, if you've been hanging in there with me, I think by the time you see this video, all of my technical difficulty issues that I've been having would have resolved, and I'll be back on my regular scheduled program. I'm trying to come up with new ideas, new content ideas. I love creating. I love talking to you guys. And thank you for hanging in there with me. For those of you who've been watching my videos that haven't been seeming to come out on schedule like I wanted to, but as I stated before, there was just unforeseen technical issues that I just could not get around. And it took me some time, you guys, to get the materials that I needed. So yeah, so I'm at a good spot now, I think. Yeah, so get to looking forward to me having some more content going on this channel, and I'll just continue the path of having fun with you guys, maybe educating some of you guys, and us growing together here and there. I don't know, but keep pushing those thumbs up. I'm counting on you. Push them up, you guys. Please push them up to let YouTube know that, okay, Full of Foliage, talking with Pam is the way to go. It's the place to be. I don't know. But any help, you guys. Leave me your thoughts. I love reading them. I really do. I love reading them. I love commenting when I have the time. But yeah, enjoy your day wherever you are in the world, you guys. And until next time, much love. Bye.